Owen messaged me saying, "You're getting run around the map now. You give her permission. I put you couldn't run your cell around the map, sunshine." I've told them like, they're all now in your bad books. Oh. Yep, now George owes me 20,000 this is.
Yep.
That went down, it was 20 million before.
Oh, Richard, don't be cross.
Wait, what?
Cheers, Richard.
Unbelievable.
Alright, everyone, game face, because as soon as I do one this place, then we're ready to go, so. Yeah. In regards to Ryan and Blake, I think, Ryan, you know what you're doing on implosion, don't you? The inward roll back and then the out one and the underneath bit.
Yeah, am I flying third? Three.
Yeah, on George's
implosion, yeah, so implosion's where you're doing a roll back onto the opposite side and then it's an outside roll back underneath.
Yep.
Yes. So inward roll back, opposite side, yeah, and then outward and underneath, yeah. Cylinder, you're rolling around the smoke with Richard. Cascade is easy, you following the lead around. And then Elise.
Yeah, just you might just have to talk me through what I'm going to spot the time now, so I'll forget.
Yeah, no, I'm just kind of reminding you now, but you'll remember.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think you've done more in that spot than you have in any synchro position, so keep it like that. I mean, like you remember what you're doing. 3/4 roll, 45-degree turn, and then a climb, and then roll back to the left with a brake to the right on the synchro brake, and then opposition roll on Diablo when you're with me again, so.
Looks like the B1's coming into London.
Let's go.
They're ready.
That's it.
Is everyone here as well?
Should do a number check.
1,
2,
3.
Looks like there's an F-16 on the
Blake.
Someone said 4.
Yeah,
you're
Richard's
back
just...
tonight, Blake. Oh, Richard did the actual.
7. 8.
10.
Right, let's roll.
Right then, good luck.
Cheers, James.
Where would it? Good evening, James.
What's happening, ladies?
Well, it's James. That's
Apologies for the delay tonight.
Oh no, it
should be.
So he's landed. So the next item will be the PDLS. So I'm about to give you the microphone over to James. So James, over to you with the PDLS commentary.
James has got to talking to Eddie now.
What's that?
What are all these noises which are being made?
I know, I can hear something.
It's a gas thing.
Oh, they're throwing gas at each other.
Who?
I don't know, it's some sort of commotion between the Reds and the Rs. God, I want to kill the Reds. Okay, we'll just ignore that and pretend that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
They're rolling now.
Okay.
Right there, so just getting up, set up. Are you streaming on your end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I was to send a grenade into there,
It's like an actual grenade.
Imagine. That really would set off a few fireworks, wouldn't it? That would make things a bit interesting. All right, then on the roll.
Rocking in.
Yep.
Right then.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a museum.
You should do after waiting that long.
Yeah.
Right then, so what the team are doing is just setting up out in the distance. There we go. Right now, it's out at Crowd Centre in the distance. We'll be rolling in for our crowd opening of the display. So here we go. One of the most prominent events on the French calendar is, of course, Bastille. So this is the Bastille, hitting a height of about 5,500 feet and rolling it out at the top. What we're now going to do is swing that formation around to the left hand side. The back two jets of Athos 7 and 8 are now going to tuck straight in behind, creating the Anglo-French commercial aircraft, this supersonic aircraft, which is of course Concorde. You'll see that later on with the LS Arrows in a double Concorde formation. Concorde, of course, famous for its ability to surpass the speed of sound with super cruise, which meant that the aircraft could travel beyond the speed of sound without the need of afterburners. So we're now changing that formation, the one that you'd see in the Red Arrows. We do it here in the PDLS, in from the left hand side. This is Apollo. So each jet aiming to be within 6 feet apart of each other. As they exit out to the right hand side, we're now going to change that formation as the team lift up and to the right hand side. The team today, led by that jet out in front, which is Athos 1. Athos 1 for this year is Steve. He's got 2 years of formation flight experience and has helped set up, along with a couple of others, this team back in June last year. So in from the right hand side, we're now going to roll the entire formation. This is the top roll. Really difficult manoeuvre to execute. Rolling all 8 jets. Now as they exit out to the left hand side, now I'm going to change that formation once again. Athos 2 for this year is the jet directly behind Athos 1. Athos 2 for this year is George. George joined us about a month after the team's existence and its starting process, and also runs the Battle of Britain Memorial Fight, or the BBMF display team. So another one that the Red Arrows do, with 9 jets. However, the Patrie de France only have 8. So in from the left, an improvised 8-ship with Diamond. So what we do is try to keep the inputs as small as possible, making the formations as clean as we can get them. Now this one leads them up and to the left hand side, so now to change that formation once again. Athos 2 powers from the very back of the formation now, all the way to right behind the leader, as we represent the 4th generation fighter on behalf of the French Air Force, as the blue, white and red of the French flag comes on. Seen recent operation or duties in Mali, in Operation Harmattan. This is the Rafale roll. So our second complete formation roll. So as they exit out to the left hand side now, they'll be setting up for yet another change in the formation. Athos 3 for this year is Ryan. Ryan, due to his commitments outside of flying with us here, has moved from the synchro to the front 4 jets, which we call Rebo. To complete that, Athos 4 for this year is Rich. So the team coming in from the left hand side over the control tower. Get ready, the inner jets are about to roll around the outskirts in the rollbacks. So there's the first set, and now time for the second. So the front 4 jets there holding a nice tidy crazy formation, whilst the outer jets roll around the outskirts of each other. And now as they exit out to the right hand side, now they change that to represent a new formation to do with the space program. So out into the distance, we're now extending this formation. This is probably one of the longest formations from front to the rear of the formation that we have in our display. So in at crowd centre, we're about to put the smoke on. As we level out, Athos 1's now about to lead them into a loop as we paint the skies in the Starship loop. So the rear 3 jets painting the skies with the colourful smoke, which of course is made through the combustion of the smoke dye in the back of the engine and the heat of the engine as well. So what they're now doing, they're giving it a bootful of power to make sure that that formation is as tight as possible as they come in from our left hand side, as we present the Starship bends. Now Athos 1 is going to change the formation once again. Athos 5 for this year is Ginge, but Blake is filling in for today. He's in his second stint with the team And he's joined by Athos 6, which is Jack. He's one of our newer pilots. He joined us about a month ago and has undergone intense training to get up to speed with the rest of the teams. In from the right hand side to represent the real world aircraft that the Patrie de France fly. And now going to complete synchronised rolls in the Alpha rolls. Once they do that, they're now going to flip the smoke back on and pull up into another loop to complete that. However, at the top or the apex of the loop, we're now going to twist that and head back out to sea. With some vibrant blue, white and red of the French flag. Nicely done as they twist that formation. So far you've seen all 8 jets in tight formations, painting the skies with different patterns. But now what we're going to do is change the pace of our display, splitting the team into 2 segments. We have 8 jets in total, splitting the team equally into 2 sections of 4. The front 4 jets are what we call rebo, and the back 4 jets are what we call synchro. So get those cameras out at crowd centre as we begin our second half of the display. So the smoke's about to come on.
Yellow's on next to you.
Yeah.
This is the Atlas break. Watch the jets at the bottom.
Jim, should watch stream the flight next to it.
Yeah.
Okay, right, we're going to head to the airport and get ready.
Cool.
I'm going to party now.
Yeah, no worries. So synchro, exit left and right. So Athos 7 and 8 are leading this. Athos 7 for this year is Callum. He's the synchro lead and has been on the team since its founding. He's joined by Patrick, which is one of our newer pilots for this year as well. So looking left and right, this is Ligne de Révolution. Holding it on the knife edge, they're now going to exit out to crowd centre, out to sea. Now looking straight at crowd centre, Rebo are coming in, heading up into another loop. Now we're going to complete 2 barrel rolls in La Cascade. So there we go, there's the first barrel roll in what we call line astern or snake-like formation, following the leader as they head into that second barrel roll. So once they complete that, now look out into the distance at crowd centre. The back 4 synchro jets are now about to flick the smoke on. It's time to get those cameras ready as we fly the synchro break. Nicely done there by our back 4 jets. That's Athos 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now keep your eyes on those 4 jets. We're going to see 2 jets either side, and they're just going to time it between them now to make sure that they meet as close as they can at crowd centre. Get those cameras ready once again as the smokes come on. This is the Fête Diable. So 2 jets pull straight up into the vertical. The other two barrel rolling once they've crossed. Now looking out to the right hand side, and you'll see the 4 jets of Rebo rolling in as we perform left cylinder. To Athos 2 rolling as straight as he can, making it easier for Athos 3 and 4 to roll around his white smoke. That's a really technical, difficult manoeuvre to pull off as they exit out to the left hand side. Now looking out at crowd centre in the distance. Athos 7 and 8, get ready as we perform the Cyclone. And that's what we call the slalom. Once they do that, they'll now complete that particular manoeuvre by pulling straight up into the vertical. Now look out to the left hand side as we perform implosion. So the outer 2 jets, Athos 3 and 4, they roll in roll back light 4, whilst Athos 2 rotates around his own circumference, pulling straight up.
James,
Hello.
how many minutes are left so I can know when to go to the jets?
About 5 minutes. Yeah. Looking at crowd centre. This is Virage Sec. I'll tell you when you can go if you want.
I've been in school.
Yeah.
This is me, not you.
Get ready, at crowd centre, this is La Papillon. Now they're going to arrive in at the middle. Time for the La Papillon break. Now looking left and right, and you'll see Athos 7 and 8 approaching each other at a closing speed of 800 miles an hour as we fly the Deja Vu. Now they complete that manoeuvre. Making way now. To yet another synchro manoeuvre. Approaching each other once again. Out 45 degrees out to sea. They're now going to cross twice. In Le Fondre. Nicely done there by our synchro pair as they exit over the crowds. Get those cameras ready out just over the pier to the right hand side. We have the front 6 jets of Athos 1 to 6. They're about to pull straight up into the vertical. Painting the skies once again with the blue, white and red. However, Athos 1 is now going to rotate that formation over the top of us. Get those cameras ready. It's time to perform Elysee. left and right. Sorry, looking to the left-hand side. The blue smoke jet rolls around the outskirts of the red, and he'll do that about 2 or 3 times. There's the third. He's now going to overtake. Now it's time for the red one to roll round in the mist there. Exit out to the right-hand side. You can start heading over now if you want, Charlie. So synchro exit to the right-hand side. They're now going to get ready in preparation for our next manoeuvre. The front 6 jets are about to put the smoke on. There they go. In appreciation for coming out and watching us today, we draw the halves. And there we go. Synchro spearing the heart. Now keep your eyes on the synchro, which are now over to the left hand side over the LSIA area. They're now going to come in from the left and perform the Trojan rolls. Now if you haven't already, get those cameras ready for the videos. This is a crowd highlight. They're about to pull up and roll out at the top in a half Cuban 8, preparing themselves as they're now looking to push forward on the stick in a negative G. The blood rushing to their heads as they're about to find the rest of the formation, which are in an inverted V. If you haven't already, get ready. This is Kaleidoscope. So it's almost time to end our display. We've got one more routine manoeuvre. As all 8 jets are now getting ready and forming up on each other. But don't forget, we have a very, very special surprise between 2 of the biggest teams on this platform, celebrating what happened at RIAT back in 2019, I believe, from memory. Looking out at Crowd Centre, we're now preparing to perform the Drapeau Francais.
Would you be able to stream the arrows?
Yeah, can do.
My internet's got up this morning.
Oh, well, we might have a display actually, I'm not too sure.
Okay, alright.
So we have been the 2021 Papi de los Santos display team. And I've been Athos 10, hoping to guide your eyes in the right direction, making sure you get the most out of our display. And now it's time for the French and the British to join up very, very shortly. So now, as we wait, the puppy just setting up. And what we're now going to see is something very, very special. With the Patrie de los Santos joining forces with English counterparts of the Elisarros. And you can see the formation changes on the map from both teams. So if you're not already, it's time to get those videos out.
Will be a perspective of us.
Here we go, from the left hand side. Nicely done there by both sets of teams. And now we're going to swap roles with the Patrie leading the next formation. They'll be coming in 45 degrees on the right hand side. Here we go then for another double concourse. So that's it from us at the PDLS, the Patrie de los Santos. Thank you very, very much for having us.
Here they are, I believe they're going to come to one to break off at the safe spot now. For the arrow beginning.
Here we go, the party breaking. With the LS arrows in the background. Nicely done. With our friends and partners over at the LS arrows. So that's it from us at the PDLS. Now handing it over to Red 10 over at the LS Arrows.
Thanks so much. That was really spectacular. Thank you for that.
Not a problem. That was perfect.
Yeah, good. Ready to form up with some old friends.
Yeah.
But anyway, the 9 aircraft are about 30 seconds out from the display area. Here they are coming in behind us. Get your cameras ready, everyone. For the LS Arrow. They are in full formation. Out the dunk round to the right. Into Victor. Apollo. Red 1 today is Owen. Has led and run the team ever since its creation back in 2017. He runs the Elite Gentleman Car Club and also drives for Williams in the LS Racing League. And now it's time for Apollo. 9 jets are now arranged in the shape of an Apollo landing craft. The lander spacecraft that was flown between lunar orbit and the moon surface during the US Apollo program. Red 3 today is Aaron and Sam. They're some of the newest members to the team. Aaron has previously flown for the Blue Hawks, and Sam has previously flown for Tomcats and the Red Robins.
Alright, good luck. We'll catch you later.
Thanks for coming along.
No
Hope to
worries.
see you at some event.
Yeah, man.
Goodbye.